Hi, I'm Netter, and this is Netter's Network, and today I'm going to discuss with you different ways to put on your foundation. Now, I've been watching a lot of Facebookers and YouTubers, and when they do demonstrations on how to put on their foundation, I've noticed that they will use their fingertips, they will use a beauty blender, or they will use a brush. And I want to see which is the best way to actually put on your foundation. So I'm going to start off with my fingertips. Then I'm going to use my beauty blender dry, my beauty blender wet, and then the brush. So let's see which way works best. I'm also going to be demonstrating this brand new foundation I got that says it's natural color. Well, let's see what color natural actually is. The swatch looked like it was my skin tone, so I guess we'll see. And it's very simple. It just says foundation, beauty, makeup. I got it on wish.com, so, uber cheap. So let's start with fingertips. And my air conditioning is coming back on, so it's going to be a little loud in the background, so I apologize for that. The other thing is I want to see how well this foundation matches my skin tone, since it is a new foundation, and if it works, this is going to be my new favorite. Well, it goes on easy. I need just a little bit more to finish covering this side. I mean, it's not super smooth. I feel like it's blotchy a little bit. It didn't cover this part at all. So the foundation itself is not good coverage. But as far as putting it on, so with my fingertips, it went on pretty smoothly, but like I said, I feel like it's a little blotchy. So that's what it looks like on. So let me take this off, and let's move on to the beauty blender. And I want to moisturize in between because I have dry skin, and I want to make sure that this is a fair test throughout. Now, since I'm using my beauty blender and I want to do a wet and dry demonstration, what I'm going to do is put dry on one side and wet on the other. So here it is dry. Put some on. I mean, this goes on pretty easily. I feel like it's covering better than my fingertips, because the sponge, when I'm pressing down, it's like, weird way to describe it, but I can tell it's kind of like pushing the foundation out for more coverage, whereas my fingers just kind of moved it around. So dry sponge, very easy to put on. Let's try the wet sponge. Well, the wet sponge is now a huge sponge. Put some foundation on. Actually, the wet sponge, you can really see the difference in how the foundation is applied. It actually seems like it's covering so much better. I mean, look at the difference. This is dry sponge, this is wet sponge, and this one is even covering my under eye circles really well. Wow, I'm impressed. I might have to use a wet sponge every time I put on my makeup. I mean, look at that. That looks really good. Wet sponge, dry sponge. You tell me which one you think looks better. I'm going for this side. I mean, you can even see that my under eye circle is so much more covered than this side with the dry sponge. Wow. Okay, so far wet sponge is my favorite. Now let's try the brush, but I gotta take this off first. And actually, since I really like this side, I'm gonna just take off the dry side and use the brush over here for a comparison. Okay, so here's the brush. Let's put some foundation on there, and let's see how this works. Now this is the way that I've seen I guess they're called beauty bloggers put it on, where they kind of either stipple it on or they brush it. So I just did both. Well, it went on easy. But it's giving me the same result as the dry Beauty Blender sponge. You can see that my under eye circles aren't covered very well. I mean, like I said, this isn't concealer, so I don't expect them to be like covered. But you can see on this side with the wet Beauty Blender that it's not as noticeable as on this side using the dry sponge or the brush. So my favorite, hands down, is the wet Beauty Blender sponge. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment below and let me know which option you use, which option that I demonstrated you think was the best, and let me know if there's other things you'd like to see in the future. Thank you for watching and joining me today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye.